Hello my friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tori, and if you are new, I'm so happy that you're here. I am very excited for this video today. We are doing a flip through of my 2022 bullet journal setup, and this is my reading journal. So I only track books that I'm reading throughout the year of 2022. So I figured we would start with my stickers. Just very botanical, I guess you could say. I love my butterflies and moths, so I had to have a little one on here. Books and coffee. I've been dying to use this sticker. I've had it for so long. So I had to use it on this journal. And then this little witchy queen down here who we love. These stickers I got from Redbubble. The rest of these I got from papergeekco. Then we get into my cover page. So my last journal, I didn't do anything for this page. Decorate it. Like, why not? It's a page of my bullet journal. Like, why not go all out with it? So I just did some black paper, my little bee sticker, some awesome queens down here. I wanted to do a started and finished date because this book is a chunky book. It's the Archer and Olive journal with 198 pages. So it might spill slightly into 2023, which is crazy to say when I say that out loud. I don't think that it will because of how I've planned out this journal, but I just wanted to do the started and finished. And then I have this quote from F. Scott Fitzgerald that I just think is really beautiful, and I will include a zoomed in video of this quote if you want to have a second to read it. The next page, I thought this was really beautiful. I wanted to do a kind of cover page for my 2022 book bullet journal and give myself like a word of the year. I just think that's a really beautiful idea and kind of like your mantra word that no matter what, you can always come back to this word. My word for 2022 is safe. And what I mean by that is I want to always feel safe and comfortable in my own skin and safe to share my artwork because that can be really intimidating for me sometimes, and just safe to feel myself, and no one can take that away from me. No one can make me feel like it's not okay to be myself. So 2022, my word is safe. Then we get into my bookcases. So I learned my lesson from last year. I gave myself way more room in the spread for my bookshelves. So these are my bookshelves. I also have a second page of them here. So it should be plenty of room. And I did a poll on Instagram. So you guys helped me decide. Thank you so, so much. I wanted to either color these books in by the type of book that they were, meaning audiobook, physical book, or ebook, or to color them in by genre. And you guys voted for coloring them in by genre. And I'm very happy that you helped me decide because I was torn equally between color scheme or like color palette, and I've assigned each color a genre. So I did horror, romance, contemporary fiction, thriller, fantasy, and nonfiction. These covered really the majority of books that I read, but I can extend it onto page 2 if I need more colors. But I think it'll be so fun at the end of the year to look back and have this just be really colorful. And also, you'll very clearly be able to see what I was like binge reading. Like if I just read a ton of fantasy in 2022, it's gonna be like this light pink, or if I read a bunch of thrillers, it's gonna be a lot of brown. So I think it'll be really fun. And then I have my reading log. So I made this a little bit smaller and I kind of simplified it a bit for my last journal, but I do like to have a space where I write the book and the author, the date that I finished it, and then the stars that I gave it. And then I have multiple pages of this as well. Now, this is my spread for my 5-star reads of 2022. And then I have a quote at the bottom of this page that says, "There are bits and pieces of yourself scattered in every book that you read." And I thought that was really beautiful. Next is my Bookish goals pages. So the one on the left is the number of books, like my goal books that I want to read for 2022, which is 80. And then my other goals on this side. So I want to participate in at least 3 readathons, 2 buddy reads. I want to learn more about analyzing books and how to describe them. I want to read at least 2 classics, and I want to continue to read authors of different countries and make an effort to make sure that I'm reading a very wide range and diverse group of authors in 2022. Then my top 10 favorite books of 2022 spread. I keep this really simple because I find I'm gonna have an entire spread to these books dedicated in my monthly spreads, because I always do my favorite book of the month spread. And then it's likely that they'll also end up on my 5-star. It's likely that they'll end up on my 5-star reads of 2022 spread with their cover as well. So I wanted to keep this page pretty simple. And then my 2022 reading stats. So I'm actually very pleased with how this page came out after trying so many different layouts. So I kept my little box for my total books read, my total pages, and then I have this graph of where I'm going to color in how many 5-star reads I read in 2022, 4, 3, 2, 1, and I think that that will just look so cool. Then we have my favorite book of 2022, my full spread that I want to dedicate to my favorite book, the cover, my rating, and my thoughts about this book and why it was my favorite. And on the left, I have a quote from The Chosen and the Beautiful, which is one of my favorite books of 2021. And it says, "I wondered if that's what love was, making someone forget the pain that gnawed at them and would not stop." Then we have my series tracker. So again, I left myself room on this page to continue my series tracker. I didn't do this in 2021. I think this is such a fun idea. So I've seen so many people with reading journals do this that I had to add it to mine. And so I have my series listed out here. I put the number of boxes for the number of books that are in that series, and then I will color in the boxes once I've, read the next book in that series. Then my 2022 most anticipated releases spread. So I gave myself 12 boxes. I still have 3 more to fill in that I'm deciding what books I want to put here. And I left myself a bunch of room under here because I want to put the star rating of how I rated my most anticipated releases of 2022. I do have a separate video dedicated to where I talk through these books and give the synopsis of these books if you're curious, so I will link that in the description below as well. And then because I still wanted a spread where I tracked each month how many physical, audio, and ebooks that I read each month, I figured why not just make it a big kind of annual spread, if you will. And so I have each month, and then I have 3 boxes, and next to each box, which it might be showing a bit small on camera, but next to each box I have P, A, and E for physical, audio, and ebooks. So each month I will be able to write those in the boxes. Now I'm going to skip ahead. So I saved all of these pages in the middle for my monthly spreads. So this is where I'm going to be putting all of my monthly spreads in my bullet journal. And then I'm really excited. So these 2, I made some tabs myself and I glued them into the book. They were super easy if you want to do this as well. So I just cut out, obviously, the shape that I want. This tab is for the readathons that I do in 2022. So I made a little section This is where I'm going to put the Readathon spreads. One thing I learned about myself in 2022 is that I really love doing readathons. Number one, it helps me read like a maniac. And then number two, I love creating spreads for them. Like some of my favorite spreads were my Strangeathon reading spread in my 2021 book bullet journal and the magical readathon spread. So because this book is smaller than my last one, I'm going to do one page. This is going to be the cover for the readathon. Like I'll do like a painting or an illustration or something to commemorate the readathon, and then also putting the rules of the readathon on this page and the dates and things like that. And then on this second page will be my TBR list with my book photos, and then I can do the ratings for each book as I go through the readathon. And so I gave myself room for, I think 8. Yeah, I gave myself room for much more than 6, even though that's what that's the last sticky note that I put in here. So plenty of room in here as well. And I kind of skipped over the cover page there because I was very excited about the tabs. This is my cover for my readathons of 2022. Just a cute little girl holding her basket. And then I have a quote from Oscar Wilde. It was actually in The Night Circus as well. A dreamer is one who can only find his way by moonlight, and his punishment is that he sees the dawn before the rest of the world. My plan to be able to cover this up is when I do this first cover, I'm just gonna rip out like a piece of black paper or craft paper and do like, you know, a corner, kind of like I did here, and it will cover that up really nicely. And my last section of this book bullet journal is my notes section. So I had touched on in my bookish goals of 2022 that I want to be able to learn how to analyze literature and be able to describe it better. And so that's what I left this section for, as kind of my notes section. This is one of my goals because I find that when I really, really like a book, it's difficult for me to put into words what exactly I like about it. Like, is it the tone of the book? Is it the mood of the book? Is it the conflict that was in the book? Like, there's all of these different things that I guess I had just learned about it so long ago. Like, you learn about those things in like elementary school and middle school, but it's been so long that I just kind of want to do a refresher for 2022, take it at my own pace. And so this is where I'm going to put my notes, and that way I can refer back to this section when I really like a book and say, okay, what exactly did I like about it? So was it the characterization, traits, or development? What about the plot did I really like? Did the author use a lot of literary devices? The setting, the symbolism, the imagery of each of the books. So I think that this section will be really, really helpful. So this is all going to be filled up with those notes for me. And then, so my cover, I just did this really cute little cottage and put my title for my notes section. And then another one of my quotes from one of my favorite books in 2021. This is from Emergency Contact by Mary H.K. Choi. Fiction was fine, but real life was the true freak show. I thought that was cute. Then we're coming to the end, friends. I put the sticker in the back because I love New Girl, and I just think this was really funny. I'm not convinced I know how to read. Yep, thanks, Nick. And then my sticker on the back of my journal is my Medusa sticker, and I love her so much. She's gorgeous. And that is my reading journal setup for 2022. I hope that you enjoyed. If you did, please be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see more, and I will catch you in my next video. Thanks, guys, and Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Bye.